104.7 The Cave. Mike the Intern on the phone with Stix, drummer extraordinaire and backing vocals for the legendary group Steel Panther. Stix, first off, congratulations on the new album coming out next month on the Prowl. Tell me all about it, man.
I appreciate you having me on. The record is 13 tracks of complete and total sonic annihilation, and your ears might melt off your head, in which case you'll have to go to a specialist, get them reconstructed so you can hear more of On the Prowl. Honestly, it's a record, when you put it on, it rocks your balls from the beginning to the end, and we're really proud of it. We recorded it all at our houses, and, I'm stoked on this one, man. I'm stoked on all of them, but this one, there's a spirit about this one that I'm really, really digging.
Speaking of that, like the single 1987 is right on the money, dude. It really fits into that vein of what was happening in 1987 when it was cool to be a guy, wear spandex, be an insane drummer. But yeah, props there. I wanted to ask you though, you mentioned that you recorded this in your house. You guys all did this separately and then would send in your tracks remotely. How'd that work?
Yeah, so Satchel would do, Satchel writes most of the stuff in Panther, and he'll send me stuff and goes, "What do you think?" And we collaborate that way, and then we arrange the stuff remotely, just sending it back and forth and getting on FaceTime and all that stuff. And then I will write my drum part here at my house and then send them back to him, and we'll talk about it. The song will get constructed, and then what we did was we did guitars, bass over at Satchel's house. He did it, and we had Michael come over to my house and do all the vocals to the temp drums that I put down. Then we took that to an actual studio with my real drums, my DW, and we got in there, and I did 3 days. I did 4 songs a day for 3 days, and then we took all the tracks and we send them to our mixer, Jay Rustin. And he makes it sound super duper sweet. But this was like a true self-produced labor of love.
And it sounds like, the way you guys approached it and doing it remotely and all that stuff really works in your favor. And you don't really have to spend all that time in the studio yelling at each other like, I want this part. No, I want this part, wasting each other's money, spending money on a studio, and you can just do it at home, which I commend you for. Also, getting Dweezil Zappa on this record is pretty badass, in my opinion. I think that's super awesome, man.
Thank you. You know what? Dweezil is he's like a rare bird. If you're a bird watcher, he's like the rarest bird you get to see. And he doesn't collaborate on a lot of stuff because he's a busy dude, and he was kind enough to give us his time and his guitar playing. And he's rad. He's part of a family that has revolutionized pop and rock music, and it's super cool to have him. But I got to tell you, going back to doing records at home versus the studio, like you hit it on the head. You're not under the gun. You're not spending money. So I got to take my time writing these drum parts. We got to take our time and get it exactly how we wanted it. There was no sacrificing. There was no we got to leave here in 2 hours. So it was just we got it until we wanted to get it. And maybe that's the biggest difference, is there was no time pressure or constraint.
Yeah, and that makes a huge difference on the product, on the finished product. You don't have to settle, and that's a really cool thing. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention, you guys are all over the place. Currently on the road, where are you at right now?
Well, actually, we just got...
Oh, yeah, you just got done, but you pick up back at the end of next month. Is that correct?
Yeah, we pick up in Vegas on the 24th, release day. And it's a big, long tour, which we haven't done one of these in a minute. And we're stoked. I mean, we did one in Europe this year, but we haven't done one like this in the States in a while, and it's gonna be ripping.
I'm actually gonna be in Las Vegas the night of that show, so I may have to come over to the House of Blues and see you guys.
Dude, it's gonna be nuts. We're bringing out a new light show. We're bringing out 2 bands with us, Crowbot and Tragedy, who are it's just going to be we handpicked these bands because they're great bands. They're entertaining as hell. And so I didn't want to have a dud band who might buy onto a tour, because I hate that stuff. because it just doesn't make for a nice night. But honestly, when you get there, watching from the very first band to the very last note with us, the whole night is going to be hopefully a blur for you because you'll be hammered and have a great time.
Well, check out the new record from Steel Panther on the Prowl coming out February 24th. And Stix, hopefully I see you in Vegas, sir.
Awesome, bro. I hope to see you in Vegas. Thanks for having me on.